What's rocking, y'all? I have to say, this whole vlogging game, it may be more, in some ways, it's more demanding, more strenuous, more difficult, dare I say, than actual rapping. Because, bruh, don't mind my scarf. This is what I'm doing right now. Um, I just came in. What up, y'all? was rocking. Pardon me. Let me get on track. Let me get started. This vlog game is crazy, yo. I took a couple of days off, and I didn't even mean to take a couple of days off. I was just caught up doing the other stuff. You know what I mean? Yesterday was rough. Happy belated birthday. I mean, I said, spoke to my man in his essence on his birthday and all that. But yesterday was Sean P's birthday. Happy P Day to all of y'all, right? And it was a rough morning for me. I'm just keeping just a little bit of clarity, just bring y'all in behind the curtain into my world. I woke up, I was alone. I'm not usually loved ones, if they not in the house with me, they not far away. That wasn't the case yesterday, so it was a rough morning and all that. I didn't do much online. I didn't post for P's birthday until like almost midnight or after midnight. You know what I mean? And just the days before that. Last time y'all seen me, I was cursing my homeboys out about hip hop. This is why I don't want no co-hosts on my show. But on to what we're talking about. I turned my head for 5 minutes, 2 days actually, and now this. Shyne has, well, Cameron and Mase have an interview with Shyne on their podcast or their show. It is what it is show. And can't Cam, you are foul, my nigga. You're foul. That's foul. I mean, I understand it is the business. It's the podcast. It's the content creation. You- That it's the game. It's part of it's all content, right? You foul, Cam. You foul. It's yo. That's foul, B. Let me tell you, it was something like this that started my vlogging career. Like, remember, I used to have the show Meester Rang one day, and my boy DJ Rec used to do the Monster Mondays podcast, right? But we wasn't really getting no traction. We did it for a year. We had to pivot, right? We pivoted. We wasn't doing no, we ain't doing no episodes for a couple of months, and I would do a vlog every once in a while until I saw Keith Murray. Until I saw Keith Murray on here professing and announcing all of the hip hop boxiate, right? And I was like, oh my God, ladies, I would never. That was my first vlog that did well, that did really good. I was like, ladies, I would never. If you got a crush on me, trust and believe, I would never do. That's the same energy. I still feel the same. Cam gonna have Sean on the show, and he gonna ask this man in plain English about his prior relationship, and I guess by default relations with Brandy. Foul. I mean, it's excellent content creation, but it's foul. I know that girl DMs went crazy. Crazy. What'd you say, Brooke? No. Keith Murray run was crazy. It was. It was. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was. But yo, this was out of hand, ladies and gentlemen. I just pick up my phone, I open it up, I'm listening to, I'm checking for whatever's going on in the culture, and I come across this. Nah, B.
Nigga, all three of y'all is like the three stooges, nigga. And y'all looking real attractive. So when I see y'all niggas, y'all better not have that skirt on, nigga. Y'all better pull y'all panties up. You know what I'm saying? For real. I see y'all. I know where y'all at. I know where y'all at. Y'all be slipping too in Vegas, walking around the wind, acting like y'all winning. Nigga get some money, have to do 5,000.
So walking around the Win. The Win is a hotel in Vegas. Acting like y'all winning. Ray, you don't got no bars. You ain't got no bars. No, I'm
Joe,
just messing with you.
fucking bitch.
Oh, I'm trying to clean
Fuck
it up
y'all
a little
niggas.
bit. All right.
Fucking punks. Where pussy baby, nigga?
So hold
All
on.
three.
Let me mute the volume. So did y'all hear him basically talking about all kind of pause activity against Cam and Mace and possibly Sean? Did y'all hear all of that? Like, bro, did y'all see all this? Where's that? Hold on. Yeah, all of the simulated smash. Who does that? What are we doing, B? This nigga Ray is crashing all the way out. Hold on, whatever. Let's hear it. Let's hear what he said.
I will not tolerate it, nigga.
Said he
And
won't.
neither will LA.
He will not tolerate it, and neither will LA.
I'm talking about all of Los Angeles, nigga. Everybody out here, nigga. Bloods, Crips, essays, smokers, crackheads, hoes on Figueroa. Everybody, nigga. The agency. Everybody. Nobody's gonna allow that to happen, nigga. Fucking cunt.
Is that true? LA, is LA going to collectively gang up on Cam Mason Shine behind this right there? If y'all do, if y'all first of all, I don't believe him, right? Well, not that I don't believe him, because I see LA ride. You know what I'm saying? Like they be standing on business and all that. But what I want to know if I'm just curious to know, will they ride for Ray J, or will LA take the stance? Well, Brandy shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. I mean, everybody was young at a point in time. It's a content world. We ain't out here catching cases about that, or maybe not cases, but we ain't all jumping out the window for all of that, blah 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 blah. I mean, like, respect to Brandy, but she knew what she was doing. She needed to calm. She should have calmed down that cooch or whatever. That might be how they feel. You know what I'm saying? But if they are willing to ride behind this, if you see a big an outpouring of support for Ray J and Brett, because respectfully, like, not I'm not trying to disrespect Ray J in real life. I feel like a lot of times people don't take Ray J that serious because he be crashing out over things that most of us wouldn't crash out. He got incidents in his history that people have had fun with, made fun of, dragged them through the mud, whatever you want to call it. So I don't know how serious LA is taking this, but if they are taking this serious, then New York, I'm not saying that we need to be defending us. Nobody need to defend Cam and Mace on this front, because I believe that this is very minor. This is all very high school. You know what I mean? But I would just like for New York to look at the example. I mean, for all of the look at how people come together for their own in their region and all of that. And New York, New York has me disappointed. Now I understand. I be seeing people fighting in other regions too. It used to look like everybody in the South got along. We know that that's not true now. You know what I'm saying? We used to think that everybody in Cali got along. We know that that's not necessarily the truth. But they do present a united front, a united fort. And I think, and I wish New York would do that. I mean, I wish we would do that as hip hop, but baby steps, step by step. New York being what we call the mecca of hip hop, the place where it all started. We the first niggas beefing, and I'm gonna die on this hill right here. People be talking about, yo, hip hop started off a competition. I don't think the first two niggas who ever rapped were battling. I think they had to learn how to rap first together or apart from each other. They had to appreciate each other doing the thing before they even thought about battling each other, if they ever did. Somebody said Ray J come and hide your cheat. Yeah, let's check out another one of these joints, he said.
Fuck about what my sister said, nigga. She probably ain't gonna ever watch this type of shit. But I'm watching you, nigga. And I'm watching you close, nigga. And I see
Pause.
you shave your legs, nigga. I like that. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm talking about everybody. Niggas talking about my sister. Let me look up these niggas' moms and sisters and start posting their pictures. I'ma fuck your mom, your sister, nigga,
Yeah. What happened with Brandy and everything?
So this is how it happened, y'all. This is where it all started.
Yeah. What happened with Brandy and everything?
Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm struggling trying to, trying to minimize the cuss words and all of that, for my monetization purposes and all of that. But y'all gonna get this word, whatever.
Let's just do it. Yeah. What happened with Brandy and everything?
Plain English gonna ask that question.
Let's do it. Who's dealing with Brandy?
Okay, let me switch my glass.
You know what happened?
We going here.
You was dating Brandy at one time, or y'all was just, how'd it go?
I was special,
The look on Cam's face as he was asking this question is filled with foulness.
He came in and wanted to be special. so I had to let him be special.
No lies told.
He
was Shaq. Okay. He was the champion. He was the MVP. Right. I was Kobe, no pun intended, because they said Kobe was a special friend to Brandy.
Oh, come on. Enough is enough.
Right.
Hold on a second, right? So that's enough. Y'all get where that was going. And I'm sure y'all already seen it. I don't need to go through let it play, right? But I'm gonna say this respectfully, Shyne didn't have to answer that question. He could have chose not to answer that question. You know what I mean? As foul as Cam was for asking it, Shyne did not have to answer it. And I want to say this, and from my vantage point, that's part of the problem. I mean, not the fact that Shyne answered the question, but it's part of a bigger problem. Media is out here starting beefs with the artists, and I don't feel like it used to be like that. I don't feel like it should really be like that, B. I don't know. I know media, media in general is one of the craziest weapons in existence because it can, it has the power to change minds and all of that. But I see way too much of dudes in hip hop being mad at other people in hip hop because they had somebody on their platform. Like, you got the situation with Zip the Drip and Math Hoffa right now was like Math Hoffa had to do 10 toes down on his platform. Zip the Drip don't fuck with him. He don't rock with him. So he's now him and Math is back on each other's bad side. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, respectfully to all players involved, all individuals, all parties involved. You know what I mean? But that's the situation, and that's not the only time that has ever happened. A lot of people, I see that all over the place. People doing that. Yo, how you gonna platform? You gonna put this sucker on your platform for blah 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 blah. Also, when dudes go on platforms and the interview dudes ask them a question, or the dude might just be he might simply just be telling his story. You know what I mean? And then his story might involve other people. I mean, if everybody understands the content game, then everybody understands that if I say your name in this story, it's going to help the views, right? So I don't understand why everybody gets so triggered. But then again, I don't see every interview. I just be seeing the beef that come after it. But so I don't know how they answer these questions necessarily. But I'm just saying the media shouldn't be able to affect your relationship with another human being. Like the media, yeah, they're humans running it, but they ain't supposed to be human. They're supposed to be just part of the job. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be just a tool to help you promote your brand, not to cause confusion amongst you and your culture, you and your brothers, you and your counterparts or whatever. You know what I mean? Back in the days when it was MTV and BET, really, when BET was really, back when BET was BET and MTV was MTV, when they played hip hop, we didn't have this problem. They played they also interviewed rappers and stuff. And if they interviewed the op of another rapper, the rapper who got talked about, or the other rapper, like you interview me, I got beef with rapper A. Rapper A ain't mad because I'm on the platform. You understand what I'm saying? And mind you, look, MTV was the more whiter station than BET, but BET was stricter on hip hop than MTV was. Maybe it was harder to get on MTV being black in hip hop, but once you got on there, the censorship wasn't as bad. They let certain curse words get through that BET was not letting get through, because with black entertainment, we had to pay the black tax. Y'all familiar with the black. We got to do everything better. We got to do a little bit more. We got to walk a little bit straighter. You know what I'm saying? We got to be 3 times smarter, whatever. So we had to go through that. And with that being said, on BET might have been, somebody said BET after dark. That's a different conversation. It's a completely different conversation, right? But while BET was black, or had the appearance of black, because they said white people on whatever. While BET was black entertainment television, it wasn't niggerdom. They worked very hard to keep us away from niggerdom, or trying. There was no cussing, no this, no that, no pause. To the point where they was, excuse me, not pause. To the point where they was doing too much, right? They didn't want none of that. But with all of that being said, when Jim Jones, salute to Jim, crossed the picket line, he crossed the gun line, the line in the sand between Dipset and G Unit, and went on BET with 50 cents. Right? Y'all remember that? He showed up in the basement with 50 Cent. Nobody beefed with BET. Cam and them wasn't firing shots at BET behind that. Yo, you foul for having that. You just had. Nobody did that. We was all in the same magazines. We was all on it. Nobody cared. It's just niggas doing nigga shit. And that's corny, y'all. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for us. But Cam, you still foul. You still foul. You still foul. It's content. It was great. It's on. You broke the internet with it, but you foul. Oh yeah, where my man is. Before I go, welcome to the nation, Monster Nation. That is. I'm your host, your tour guide, Mr. Monster Man Rocco. I'm the president. The king around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I'm Amsterdam floor with you. If you don't follow the rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, hype. Hit the bell for all notifications. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen in the nation, if it's super thanks or a cash app. You know what I'm saying? Cash app tag gonna be in the description along with the Bandcamp link and the merch link. The Bandcamp link is there for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. All of the mixtapes is there. Well, most of the mixtapes. There's about 12 mixtapes there, something like that. Go over there and get involved. It's not in the description now, but I'm about to put it in there. And if you just joined in too late, you're wondering why I look crazy. It's a little bit chilly in here. You know what I'm saying? So I got my scarf on, and this scarf in particular reminds me of when I still had hair. So do with that information what you will. If you made sense of this video, let me get 4 mics. Rock on, rock on.